So here's me working on a video all about the amazing bike update and all the new things that are in that. There is so much in the bike update I'm excited to tell you about, and bang! Paradox and Colossal Order are going their separate ways. I'm sure you've seen this news. I'm sure you've been on Reddit and X and Blue Sky and everybody's videos all about it. But yeah, so what you're going to see, first of all, is all about the bike update, all about the new stuff recorded prior to this announcement. So if there's anything I say that doesn't make sense, then you know why. And then we'll come back at the end and just have a very brief discussion about what's happened and the future of Cities Skylines 2. Let's get stuck in. Well, it's finally here, the bike patch for Cities Skylines 2 with everything you need to set up a fully fledged bike network in your city. We've got bike parking, bike lanes, bike roads, bike paths, bike keys, bike buildings, bikes, helmets. I mean, there's just so much stuff that we're going to go through in this episode. So sit back, grab a cup of tea and stay tuned as we dive into all the details for the bike update, which is out tomorrow. By the way, almost forgot to mention that. It's out tomorrow and it's free. And there's more stuff than just bikes in the patch as well. We've got new zone buildings and we've got a whole slew of non-bike related assets available as well. Let's dive in. Oh, I just want to show you this as well. Look, bike lanes on roundabouts. Oh, you've got to love it. You've got to love it. So before I show you all the new individual assets, let me just show you where you can find them. So we go into the roads menu under the road services. We have some items here. In parking, we have a lot of bike related items here, and also in landscaping, we have a lot of bike related items there as well. So let's find a nice empty piece of land and let's take a look at all of those. Why don't we start off by taking a look at the parking options. Now, these bicycle stands, you've got the single, the triple, and the larger one there, the shelter, actually need to be placed alongside a network like so. And you can actually place these pretty close to each other before they snap. Oh, there we go. So we can place the single ones. We've got the triple ones. There we go, which actually hold 5. And then we've got the bicycle shelter, which if we hover over that, it doesn't tell us, but it holds a lot more. You can probably count that for yourself. So these are placed alongside networks and you can fit those in all sorts of places, which I think is very cool. We also have a bicycle parking area, which needs to be snapped to the side of the road. There we go, which has got some built-in bicycle stands. We've got a small bicycle shelter and we've also got a large bicycle shelter. Let's just have a quick look at them. And I love the design on these as well. Solar panel roofs on this one. You can charge up your electric e-bike. Oh, I hadn't even thought of that. Then we're into the larger storage option. So we've got a small bicycle storage, a medium bicycle storage, and a large bicycle storage. Oh, nice green roof on the top of those, which hold varying amounts of bikes. Does it actually tell us on here? Yeah, look, 16 bikes for that one, 28 for that one, 38 for that one. And notice the comfort level on these, which we will come back to in a moment. If we continue down the list, we then have a bicycle parking hall. We'll drop that one down there. A large bicycle parking hall. And then we have the underground bicycle parking hall as well. Again, a very swish looking buildings. We can hold 60, 326 and 452. And these have, oh, that's interesting, 62 comfort, 71 and 76. I guess that makes sense. If I was going to park my bike and I had a choice between going here or underground, I'd probably like to pick the more compact, smaller version than the super duper large version, packed full of people with all their bikes. We can park bikes out the back as well. Very good. Let's just check the comfort level on these ones down here. So the individual ones, if I can click on that. Oh, somebody's using it. He's got a scooter. Fantastic. So people are already cycling here to drop these off. So that's got 10. The triple, or it's got 5. On there, it's got a level of 10. And this one's got a level of 20. That's got a comfort of 25. And then we're back to the ones that we looked at before. Brilliant. Okay, now it's interesting because even though there's no cycle lanes here, people will cycle on roads. Although we mentioned the comfort level, they do prefer cycle lanes. And I've put a few of those out over here somewhere. Oh yes, here we go. We've placed some cycle lanes down here. Now these can be found if we go back to our road menu and our road services. So that's these ones here. So this was a double one. So I'm going to right click and remove that. And you can got a single one. You can pick one side, the other side, or if you wish you can do both sides as well, which is good. We've also got the bicycle restrictions. Now if I just place that down there, what that is basically doing, it's not stopping bikes coming in there. It's encouraging bikes not to, or it will stop them from cycling on the road. So if there's a bicycle lane there, they will use that, or they will look for other options. So just to make that clear, because I got confused and thought that would stop bikes coming down here altogether. But yeah, that's just on the roads. And yeah, the bicycle lane there, we'll use that. I love the way that they're automatically added to roundabouts as well. If you don't want that, there we go, we can remove the ones on the roads connecting. As soon as you add it on one side, it automatically adds it to a roundabout as well. And then if we come over to the landscaping menu, we have the individual items that we can draw down. So we've got the bicycle lane. Of course, you can draw that in both directions. We have the two-way cycle path. So that's the same size, but yeah, you can go in both directions. A divided wide pedestrian bicycle path. So you can do this all in one, bikes on one side, 2 lanes in both directions, and then pedestrians on the outer edge. Then we've got some keys and bridges. So let's try these. We've got the wide key with the very long name with a concrete block pattern. So I think we should be able to attach that from there to there. There we go. So it's got pedestrians one side and bikes on the other. And then we've got the same one here, but with a slightly different pattern on the side. So we can upgrade that one as well. That gives us quayside walking and cycling. And then we have 3 bicycle bridges. So we've got the cabled stayed, the covered bicycle bridge, and the bicycle arch bridge as well. So we can have a look at those. So these are probably easier options for heading over roads and things. They need less supports underneath. But nice to have 3 options with those as well. Fantastic. And of course, you can always use the normal bike paths that we put on the ground over there. You can put those up in the air as well. So we've got one way, the other way, 2-way, and a pedestrian and bicycling as well. So plenty of options. Now, when you're looking to place all of these different options in your city, you want some help to decide where best to put them. So there is a new info view as well. We've got the bicycle info view, which when you initially click on, this is what it would look like. So bark, I don't think you want any of those. Bike parking availability. Well, we know we've got a lot of that because it's showing down here. We've got bicycle parking buildings, which you can turn on and off. The stands, we can see down there, you can turn on and off as well. The bicycle network, you can turn on and off. Now, this might throw you a little bit when you first put it on, because let's just zoom out. Everywhere shows as a bicycle network, of course, because they can cycle on roads. That's fine. If you then, let's zoom in here, upgrade a road to have the bicycle lanes, as you see, we get that green line. And then this has got the restriction. So disallowed carriageways, we've got the restriction there. So that can help you to plan. But you do just need to zoom in a little bit to see the difference between a road here they can cycle on without cycle lanes, and a road here they can cycle on with cycle lanes as well. But then we can look at the bicycle traffic volume. So let's just zoom out a little bit and tick that box. There we go. So initially everything's going to be pretty low on the cycling volume. We can see there is cycling going ahead here. This is where most of the schools, all those sorts of things where people are living, especially over here in the built up area. We come to somewhere like this where it's mostly industry. There's very little cycling going on over there, which is probably because I'm going to guess that this is connected via highway. So we've got normal roads in the middle and then it's straight onto highway roads. Yeah, so people aren't going to be able to cycle into there. And there is also 2 new district policies. Let's find one over here. So here we go. We're going to take University Ridge. And if you hover over the top here, we have the bicycle traffic restriction. So cyclists are forbidden from riding on carriageways among vehicle traffic. Cyclists can use dedicated cycle lanes and bicycle paths if available. This reduces traffic congestion caused by bicycles. So I would imagine with something like that, maybe in a high rise area where you have set up bicycle networks, but bikes are still on the road, you could set that over an entire district and they won't use the road. They will use the bicycle lanes that are either attached to the road or separate from the road. So it's just an easier way instead of going through each of your roads and putting the bicycle restriction on. So that's one option that you have. We've also got this one here, Urban Cycling Initiative. City promotes, misspelling there, I'll pass it on, cycling as an alternative to private motoring. More citizens choose bicycles over private vehicles when travelling in the city. Cyclists also gain a minor health bonus. So yeah, that would be a good way to promote cycling in your city. Well, while we're watching this little traffic scene here with cyclists going through as well, what is it that makes somebody choose to want to travel by bike rather than car? Well, the way the game has been set up now is that each household will have one car. And if one person out of that household wishes to travel somewhere and they choose to go by car, they will book the car and that will be ready for their journey. Now, if anybody else in the household wishes to travel by bike, now that's everybody apart from children. So we can have adults, we can have teens, and of course seniors can use bikes, but children are not currently supported. They will then see that the car is not available and they will go by bike. And there will always be enough bikes for somebody to travel by. Now, of course, this is another option on top of the options they already had. Would they go by car? Would they walk? Would they go by mass transit, public transport, or what was the other one? Oh yeah, that's it. Walking, driving, public transport. They were the options before. And of course, bike would be a fourth. But setting it up this way, it helps with the running of the game because adding a fourth computation into their decision was affecting performance according to the dev diary. So they took that one out with this little checkbox. Is the car available? Yes or no? Then you're back down to 3. So walking, biking, or public transportation. Now, how do they decide on that? Well, as well as the vehicle availability, which you just mentioned, there's some other options as well. By the way, you're not going to see a massive amount of bikes just yet because I've just put these biking lanes on the ring road around this city, but as we're watching more and more, every time I see a bike, I expect a comment going, bike. Anyway, so yeah, vehicle availability. So we've seen that, car available or no car available. Or you're going to do handbrake turns around the roundabout like that guy. Bicycle parking. So where they want to go to, school, shopping, university, whatever, is there bicycle parking there? And also the pathfinding cost. So that comes down to what it always has been, which is the time, how long it's going to take them. The comfort, well, we started talking about that earlier on, behaviour and money. So behaviour is down to the person. Each person has individual ways that they want to act. And then there's the cost of it as well, if there's cost to park and all that sort of thing. So that's going to make a difference depending on your bicycle lanes in the city. So when the citizens are trying to decide on their comfort level, the worst comfort level is a road with no bicycle lanes at all. So they're cycling in amongst all the other traffic. The next one up is, as you can see here, dedicated cycle lanes, which are part of the road. So they would be like a medium comfort level. And then the best comfort level would be totally separate bike lanes. They're the ones that you've seen already that you can draw separate to any road network. So all that would come into their decision on whether they would bike, take mass transit or walk. And of course, on top of that, going into the calculation, you've got the health bonuses that we've mentioned if you're using certain district policies as well. So a lot of things for your citizens to think about, but to be honest, it's not taking very long for people to start to see the road network, the cycling network I've put on the roads in this city, and people are grabbing their scooters, grabbing their hard hats, and they are heading out, which is great. And as you can see as well, as we're going along here, there's differences in speed, which I quite like. This one here is obviously some sort of electric scooter that's almost as fast as that van there, but not quite. And the cycling is a little bit quicker. But from what I've seen, that just varies depending on, I think it's probably a random thing. Oh no, this is interesting. There we go. So we can see them going on the road. So they're obviously trying to get to somewhere specific that I haven't put any bike lanes on. Where are they going? I just want to see what they're going to do with their bike. Because, of course, bikes now can't be put into pockets. Yeah, maybe go around that thing. So you're taking a normal walking path. Interesting. And you'll notice as well, they will slow down when they're taking walking paths that aren't particularly for cycling on. I think this must be a little bit up a hill there. Stop for a breath. Let's see where they end up. What are you doing? Are you just come up here to have a look around and... No, he's off. He's at work. Okay, there we go. Brilliant. Now, what you won't see is people cycling on highways, and these upgrade options can't be applied to highway roads. So that is good. But what you can do is set up ridiculously long bicycle highways, and this guy here called Joe has decided to cycle the entire way, which is brilliant. Not everybody does, but we know that there's that inbuilt difference with each person, each citizen in your city. Joe obviously finds this comfortable, thrilling, and a fantastic way to get from, let's turn around, one end of the city all the way down there to the other end of the city, which is absolutely brilliant. And when he does get to the other end of the city, there is a nice bicycle network set up for him as well. Oh, someone going the other way. Joe didn't even wave. You're the first two people to use this thing, Joe. You could have waved. So while we just follow Joe along to the end here, why don't we just take a few minutes and look at all the other assets that are available that are not bike related. Oh, more and more people down here are using it. Let's just whiz down to the end. Mind the tree leaves, Joe. Oh, brilliant. Just connects up to our bike network. Excellent. And off he goes. Mind the car. Right, so first of all, in the electricity menu, we have a new windmill. So there's the stats on there. I'm not going to read those for each item, but that's not too expensive. We have a small wind turbine. By the way, I think this would look great in farms. I just think that looks fantastic. We have a small wind turbine. Now, the difference in that, I will mention this one, is so 0 to 4 instead of 0 to 6 megawatts, a little bit cheaper, but in comparison to the large one, we can see the difference there. Then we have a smaller transformer station, so smaller than the one that we had already. And then in the water and sewage section, the multi-column elevated water tower. So just another nice looking water tower. I think that sort of goes together with this, if you're building sort of small town USA vibes there. And then we have a new small cemetery as well that has a couple of upgrades. Again, you can see the stats that are on there. So we have additional burial lots. Okay. I'm assuming we can add a few of those if we wish, and also within the zone area. Okay, very good. And then we have this small columbarium, which again, I'm thinking is, yeah, as many as you like within the area. So that's very good. What do these add out of interest? You've got 4,500 there now. We've got extra 500, extra 250. Okay. And I think that's a nice looking non-region specific cemetery. So yeah, very cool, very cool. Right, let's take a look at some new public transport options that we've been given in this free update. So this first one here is the city bus station. We can see it's got some parking available on the top, some benches out the front, and we can add 6 different lines in here, but it's also got some upgrades available. So the first one here is the taxi stop. There we go. We can add that out the front. We have additional parking levels that can be added on the top, and we've also got a subway interface. So you can see that's being added underneath, and everybody was really happy with that. That is fantastic for inner city parking. I'm liking that a lot. Then we come over to here and we've got a brand new train depot. So this is the railway depot. Now what we had before, we go into the train section, was the rail yard, and this thing was huge. It's absolutely massive. So the difference is here is the old rail yard had space for 10 vehicles. You can see the price and everything and the upkeep. This one is a little bit cheaper and it's got space for 8 vehicles. But then when we click on that, we do have extra tracks that we can add. So this is basically the same building again that you can add within the radius. It's pretty much the same building. That will add another 8 vehicles. And then we've got the maintenance hall, which is a little building that gets popped onto the side like that. Very good, very good. Then we move over here. I like this one a lot. This is the terminus station. Is that the first time we've had a terminus station like that? No, we haven't. We've had ones in the other region packs, of course, maybe not in vanilla. But this is a very nice looking asset with the glass on the top, and parking and all sorts of stuff going on there. Looking very good, very good. You saw already it had some upgrade options. So let's just take a look at those. What have we got? Extra platforms, so 4 extra platforms. Okay, so that takes away the parking that we had on the side. We've got a bus terminal that we can add. Oh yeah, there we go. Adds that over on the side. Very good, very good. We have a tram terminal. Where's that going to go? Okay, let's go on the other side. Let's just move around here and have a look at how that changes it. So now it's added a tram line down the side. That is brilliant. And then station services. Okay, back round here again. Adds a little building on the side here as well. A little bit of shopping. That now has gone from what I thought was a particularly good model to, I think that's even better. I am liking that a lot. And it adds the trams down the side. Very nice. Then you might have seen this one already in the background, but this is a cargo transfer station. So a large through-track warehouse where cargo trains can load. So you can see they come in from either side, whereas before, I just managed to squeeze it in here. This is the cargo train terminal. So that would just be a single line terminated at the end there, which, you know, served its purpose. But actually this is something I've been waiting for. So we've got the 2 lines going in and out. We can see the trucks have already come in here to deliver stuff, which is good. Does this have an upgrade? It does. A storage warehouse with extra tracks. Ah, okay, I see. So that would be within, let's just pop it there just for the sake of having a look. So an extra track and extra storage as well. Brilliant. Right, what else have we got? Because there is more. Let's go over here. So here we have some tram information. So some tram information, some tram stations, I should say. So we have the tram junction station, the tram parallel station, and the tram loop station. So this is the junction. So that would basically, you'd run your tram through the middle of that, and that would just be a stop in the middle there. Very nice. Then we have this one which goes the other way, which is really cool. And then we have this one where they loop back around again, and that's the station. And again, I really like the designs on these, and a little bit of protection there if you're waiting for your trams. Brilliant. And then finally, we have this one over here, which is the terminal subway yard. So again, that's a little bit different from what we had before. So here's the subway yard, pretty large, wasn't it? Pretty large, but that did give us 10 vehicles. This one gives us 5 vehicles, and it's not quite half the price. So, you know, you're paying a premium for something a little bit smaller if you want to fit that in your city. But yeah, I mean, that's going to be able to be fitted in much, much easier. Had some upgrades as well. So we've got extra tracks with 2 vehicles. We can see the vehicles are there waiting to go. Can we get that on the side again like it was before? Okay, it's going to go like that. We'll do that then. And then this one is extra tracks through tracks. Okay, yeah, we can see how that one works. That goes on the side. And this is a maintenance hall. Makes subway train maintenance faster. Fantastic. So we'll just pop that on the side just to see what it looks like. So lots of options there. Do these have upgrades? That was what I was going to check. No, they don't. So there we go. A whole load of mass transit buildings added as well. Brilliant. And we have some new parks as well. Can you guess what this one is called? Oh man, I'm not going to give you anything if you guess this one right. This is called the Bicycle Park. Oh, you can have a parking fee as well. Let's just make that really expensive to put your bicycle in there. The Bicycle Park is available to us. We also have the large campfire site, which is slightly, I'm going to say slightly smaller than the old campfire site that we had. So that was this one. Oh, it's just slightly oriented differently, but there we go. Then we have the Terrace Plaza, which is a very nice design. Little drop terraces down in there. Very good. We have the Winding Park, which again, I think this looks very nice. I like the way the ground goes down and up on either side. Very good, very good. And then we have the Business Plaza. In here, it's always business time. So I don't know what you're doing down there. Do you know what? I'm imagining kids with their skateboards are going to be finding this one a lot of fun. Very good. And I thought there was another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One sec. Nope, 5 is the limit on the new parks to go with all the new bikes, to go with all the new assets, to go with all the new mass transit. But there is more free stuff. There is 2 new zones. So I think what I'm going to do is these lovely people that live in here, I think they're going to have to go. Thank you for your service. So down here we have the North American mixed old town style apartment buildings, and we have the EU mixed old town style apartment buildings. So let me just zone some of these in and we'll take a look at them. Okay, so let's just take a little tour around this block. These are the North American versions of this. I think these are all level 1 at the moment. Yeah, level 1, level 1, level 1. We'll level them up in a moment, and there's something else I want to show you about the leveling up as well. But these are very cool looking buildings. Let's just stay within this block. Ignore the terrain. Yeah, that's just the way the block was. Very, very nice. I think some of you will be looking at these, immediately thinking where you're going to use them in your city. Oh, look at that. I like it. Little aircon units on the windows. That is very, very cool. Let's just jump in here down in this little alley. They look, yeah, the detail. Do you know what? The detail sometimes blows me away on these models. I can't wait until we get the asset editor, because I know whoever the devs are using, because they've got specific people to make these assets for them. You know, the devs are programming away on the game, but they've got people that make this stuff for them, and they just do, an absolutely brilliant job. But you just know that when the community gets their hands on the asset editor, I'm expecting big things, big exciting things. That's not a hint or anything about what's going on with the asset editor. I know as much as you. But yeah, that's the North American ones. They're looking good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fast level these up, and then we can just sort of see what they look like. Oh, and while we're waiting them to fast level up, a new item. Let me just show you this. So if we go into here and have a look at this option here, the building level, you can now see which buildings are waiting for items to level up on. And there's a load in the distance there as well. And we're going to come back to this because this is one of the changes in the last update. We had a lot of traffic. Oh my goodness, my city is waiting so much for all the stuff they need to upgrade their buildings. So I tell you what, as we're here looking at this, let me give you this information now. So here we go. We'll have a look down here. We can see a delivery van. Now, this delivery van has the items that somebody needs to upgrade. So it's brought rock, concrete, I should say, and wood are the 2 items you need for upgrading. So you can see where it's come from. It's going to 140 Rosemead Street. So let's jump over there. Oh, there we go. Excellent. One of the houses we're working on. So they need items to upgrade. Now, with these trucks, they will deliver to multiple places. They will also take additional calls if they need to. I mean, this city hasn't really run through much of an upgrade. I've literally loaded it in this patch, and now they all want to upgrade. So while it's delivering, it will take multiple calls and go to multiple places. It will also prioritize, let's just keep the game running. It's also going to prioritize those goods locally rather than going outside the city and bringing them in. So if you're making concrete and you have wood available in your city, then that is where it will go to get those. And the way it works now, that's going to greatly reduce the traffic. Now, when I loaded up this city, it was at the end of my recording for the bridges and ports with the traffic as far as the eye could see. Very quickly, it sorted itself out. And now you can see the delivery vans all spread out all over the place. There's a few coming in from outside the city, but there's also some around our port area and, yeah, around the other things that we're making. I don't actually think, we must be making concrete here because that one said it was coming from somewhere. I didn't actually build this city. I'll leave a link in the description below. It was one from the workshop, just to be able to show all this stuff off without any mods. But there we go. So that's some good information. So at first you're going to see a lot of this, but then as buildings do upgrade, then things will level out over time. No pun intended. Oh, this is a level 1 building. We've just seen this van arrive. There we go. So I just want to sort of keep an eye on how this is going to work. I think already it's up to level 2, and it's probably just going to hopefully not catch fire anytime soon. There we go. Yep, it's officially gone up to level 2 when they leave. Excellent. All right, so while we're waiting for those to level up, over here, I just zoned in some of the EU version, and I am in love with these buildings. These are absolutely fan-flipping-tastic. Look at them. I mean, they're definitely EU, you know, Europe stuff. Oh, they've got air conditioning units as well, which I'd imagine you probably need in old buildings like this. But you could definitely see some of these in the UK. I'm thinking like Chester or somewhere like that. You know, an old little building tucked away, or where is it Shakespeare comes from? That place. You could see some of these buildings absolutely next to like a 60s office block, like that one in the background. But they are brilliant. There's all various sizes in there as well. These are just, these are lovely. I've not laid out these streets in any way to show these off in a particular way, and they just fit. This is like an off corner piece with like a little bit of extra space down here. These are very, very nice. I'm loving the colour scheme on these as well. Oh man, Kettlewick is just going to have an oldie worldy town centre with some of these in, or an old village or something somewhere, because these are just going to look amazing, aren't they? I really like these. Well, I'm going to give it a little bit of time for these and these over here to upgrade, because unfortunately the dev mode super duper upgrade thing down here, so I've got the super fast building spawning, works no problem. The super fast leveling isn't working at the minute because this is a pre-release version as well. Yeah, because they're waiting for the trucks to deliver. They haven't maybe taken that into consideration. I mean, the dev mode menu thing, this thing on the side here, it isn't part of the normal gameplay playing style, is it? So whether they'll sort that or not, I don't know. We shall see. But yeah, if you do use super fast leveling mods, which I know there were one or two, mods will be updated after you've shown some patience, as it always is with every update to the game. I just can't stop looking at these. This is just, I'm absolutely loving the detail. They're just great. What do you think about this new stuff? I mean, this is all free. Everybody's getting all the bikes, all the buildings, all the assets, all the mass transit stuff. I'm just so excited to dive in. I haven't even started building a port in flipping Tasmania yet, because there's so much new stuff going on. Darn you, flu, taking away nearly 3-4 weeks of my life. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Very, very exciting. And the traffic as well. What I'm liking is the traffic has been reduced, but not to a point where the streets are dead. Look, there's still people walking. There's still cars. There's still people speeding down the road. We're not going to see many bikes over here, I'd imagine, because there's literally no bicycle infrastructure this side of the city. But they are loving it. Do you know what I want to do before we finish? Is this bit over here that's got the most people in. I've not touched this with bike lanes at all. I love this as well, by the way. This is a really, really nice looking place. I'm going to upgrade every single road in here to bike lanes. We're going to put some bike parking around the schools, around the Ferris wheel, all the office buildings, and we're going to just see how many people are going to get cycling. Oh, do you know what we could check as well, which I haven't done, is this was added a while ago, wasn't it, about people cycling, which is here somewhere. Yeah, obviously cycling isn't public transportation, but I don't think there's actually any stats that tell you how many are cycling, so we're going to have to use our eyeballs. Let's get upgrading. So I just wanted to briefly give you my thoughts on what's happened, what's coming up, and the future of Cities Skylines 2. This is not scripted at all, so yeah, it gets slightly waffly. I'll edit out the waffle. So before I start, I'm just going to preface what I'm going to say with, I am just the sort of person who prefers to be positive about things. I know some of you out there will be screaming and shaking your fist at the sky, and you know, you can go and do that. That is absolutely fine. Be angry if you want to. I'm just not that sort of person. So this was just as much as a shock to you as it was to me. Those of us that are in the Discord with PDX and Colossal Order, where we talk about things and test new updates that are coming out, like we've been doing with the bike patch for a few days now, had no idea this was coming. Well, we didn't. Obviously PDX and Colossal Order did, but all of us modders, game players, YouTubers, creators had absolutely no idea. We just woke up and were like, about an hour before you all found out. So that was that. So I've got to be honest, and I did see it coming. I know that's very easy for me to say now, but between me and a few other YouTubers about 5 or 6 months ago, I just said, is there the chance that Colossal Order are going to get done what they promised to do right at the beginning, and then PDX is just going to say enough's enough, or however that conversation went? I don't know. I'm not there. And it's happened, and I'm quite sad. I'm quite sad about it all. I wish it had all gone so much better. It hasn't. We are where we are. I sent Marina a message just to sort of say I wish them all the best. They're people that work there. They didn't want it to go the way that Cities Skylines 2 has gone, with all the problems and the troubles along the way. They would have loved to have released a perfect game. They didn't. I'm sure they're not happy about it. We know they're not. But going all the way back to the beginning, from the very first early access Cities Skylines 1, playing that was just like, wow, this is the game I've been looking for. And I've said a few times, I'm not a gamer. I enjoy games. I'm not a gamer. I used to play a lot of Civilization when I was growing up. I play a bit of FIFA, play Minecraft with the kids from time to time, if they're not playing Brawl Stars or something. And then Cities Skylines. And the fact that I've played Cities Skylines 1 and 2 nearly every day for the past, 10 years? It's just unbelievable to me to be able to just love a game that much. Because it is a game, but I have. And just the way it's made me be so creative, let alone take my YouTube career, business in an entirely different way than what it all started out at. And yeah, so I've got a lot to be thankful for to them. Thank you, Colossal Order, for the legacy that you're leaving behind. Is that a good way to put it? And I hope all of those that have moved out to Tampere in, I want to say Finland. I think it's Finland. It's late at night. I'm going to stick with that. And, they've moved there to work there. And I imagine whenever they got this news, yeah, that was a bit of a thing for them. So I wish them all the best. And I am excited to see what they come up with next. So I will be watching their career very closely, and we'll find out together. And yeah, I really, really hope, I'm being positive now, that PDX and the new studio that's taken it over, Ice Flake Studio, so it's an in-house studio. They did Survive in the Aftermath. You might remember that game. They've done some mobile games. So, I mean, I don't know who they could have picked where you would have gone, oh yeah, look, they've done fantastic city building games in the past. This is going to be great. Because who else is there? There's Cities Skylines. If they brought back some devs that had done SimCity or something, I don't know who else they could have brought back. So I'm going to be positive. Let's give them some time to get into it. We've got all these new updates as well. They've sort of released it all at the same time, and it all sort of feels a bit like bad news, but it is a bit of good news. But anyway, it's I'm trying to open the file that here we go. So the bike patch, obviously in the video, we've got supply chains creator pack. So that, I would imagine, is not gameplay changes like it usually works with the creator packs. It's going to be lots of buildings to do with the supply chain. It'll be interesting to see that. Haven't seen it yet. Skyscrapers, again, a creator pack, sorry. So lots of new assets, radio stations. December the 3rd. So you're looking at a few weeks away, aren't we, for that? 2 weeks for that. So good week. That's sooner than I thought. And then asset mods. So the replacement to the Steam Workshop we've all been waiting for by the end of the year. So if you read, I'm going to put the links below of the announcement from Paradox and Colossal Order. If you read that, Colossal Order is still sort of finishing things up, ready to hand over and all that sort of thing. It's not that they've just walked away from the game today. So we're going to get a beta version of the PDX mods, of the asset workshop type thing, which hopefully then is going to allow the community to go ham on the assets. It's one of the biggest things that we're missing, that we love from Cities Skylines 1, is all the assets that people can make. And yeah, so let's just see how that goes. I'm really hoping that that's released in a good enough way that people can just get stuck in with that. And then it's like beta because more features will be added later, not beta as in it barely works. And yeah, positive Biffa, positive. So yeah, I do hope that you will wish Colossal Order well, no matter how things have gone in the past. Probably not all of you will. So for the future of Cities Skylines 2, it's all a bit up in the air, isn't it? Let's give Ice Flake Studios some support. Let's really hope that they can keep the franchise going, and just see what happens. Let's enjoy the new stuff when we get it. Let's enjoy the workshop. I'll call it the Steam Workshop, but the asset, whatever it's going to be called, Maker. Let's enjoy that when that comes out, and then see what happens next year, because most of like the content creator packs and all that sort of thing come from Paradox anyway. So the actual game updates, game bug fixes, all of that, that's obviously the developers. So if Ice Flake Studios can hit the ground running, if there's any major bugs and things that they can just knock out the park, that would be great. And then what happens after that, we shall see. Okay. I think that's about all I want to say about it, to be honest, rather than a whole nother video. Let's get back to what I pre-recorded talking about the bike stuff. Well, there we go. That's all the stuff to do with the new bikes, all the stuff to do with the new updates, and my thoughts on Colossal Order and Paradox. In a nutshell, we're done. Okay, if you enjoyed this one, leave a like. Don't forget to go and check out the link below so you can download the new bike update tomorrow and enjoy that. And then subscribe, because we're definitely going to be diving into Kettlewick first, I think, with the bike one, and then in New Tealand as well, and seeing how all that does for us. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.